Hey, ¿qué pasa, Calexico? Welcome back to the podcast. Well, today's a kind of like I want to start this series where I call it, I don't know, like Imperial Valley BBQ. And today's my first episode with the barbecue cooker. And I mainly wanted to do this because I kind of, during the pandemic, I started following a lot of like local cookers. And, Leroy was one of the ones that I started following. And I kind of wanted to do it because I wanted the community to get to know, these, because barbecue is kind of, it's like you gotta have a passion for barbecue to cook it because it's a long process to cook some food. And I kind of wanted to get the community to know them, and at the same time, I was a little bit selfish because I wanted to taste their food and also learn a little bit tricks because I like to cook myself, and it's getting to that weather where I like cooking more in the winter than the summer. Especially like when it's something that you're smoking for a long time. I think the winter is better than the summer to be out there and making sure the fire is right and stuff like that. So, but my first guest today is Jamaal from Leroys. Thank you for taking this time this morning to talk to me.
Mm-hmm. No worries.
So before we get into barbecuing and stuff, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Pretty much. Well, I'm Jamaal, born and raised here in El Centro. Pretty much grew up, like I said, born and raised here, grew up through here, and went to Central, which explains those helmets right there and stuff like that. And it was crosstown rivals, so like after I got that helmet, the Southwest coach had to come and give me his helmet, so that was nice. But yeah, pretty much my roots are here, like through thick and thin. Like I try my best to try to put as much of the valley into what I do too, as well as like my barbecue and stuff like that. But yeah, this is Leroy is my dad. Everyone asks, "Oh yeah, are you Leroy?" No, I'm not Leroy. Leroy's my father. I'm Jamaal. I'm the youngest of all the kids. There's four of us, and I'm the youngest of four. Yeah, pretty much I was just that little kid that was like always next to his dad, when the dad was like barbecuing, grilling and stuff like that. And just like trying like, oh, can I do this? He's like, nah, you're too young and stuff like that. So like, I just like, all I could do was watch, so I was just waiting for my turn. And pretty much, and like, as I get older, like I was like, oh, okay, like this is how you do this. This is how he does this. And like, okay. And then pretty much it's like, it's kind of like, to me, it's like easy. I don't want to say it's easy, but it's to me it's like common sense to me. But like to everyone, like if I start explaining it to people, they're like, "Oh wow, I didn't think of that," but like it's pretty much because I've been around it. So yeah. like what I cook here is what you would see my dad cook every Saturday or Sunday. Oh, okay. So like this is a weekend thing, and back in the day, like he would pretty much the whole block like would come and like get barbecue and because back in the day everyone there was no like internet like that and stuff like that, so you would actually go outside and like play with friends and stuff like that. So like we ride bikes and stuff like that. So like on Sunday or Saturday, my dad would barbecue and everything that I make here is what you would see at my house. What
was the first thing that you tasted from your dad that you're like, dang, this is like
ribs.
Your earlier ribs?
Ribs. Yeah, absolutely.
Do you remember when was the first time you actually got a chance to, like your dad to say, you know what, I'm gonna go do this, take care of the pit or of the grill?
Never.
No.
Never. He never said that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If he's cooking, like I can't, like I can't touch it. Like it's just like, but if I'm cooking, it's the same way. I don't want him to touch it.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's the same thing. Like, it's just like you learn. You either, regardless of like what, if it goes good or if it goes bad, like you're gonna learn and stuff like that. And I had to do a lot of bad cooks to get like some good cooks, right? So like I understand that 100%, but like ultimately he just doesn't like me touching his stuff and I don't like him touching my stuff. So like that's just what it is. But yeah, I learned a lot through him, but I could say I learned a lot by doing it myself, like, and no one helping, you know, like, cause if you burn it, you're like, okay, this is what not to do, you know, like, and stuff like that. So, if he would have helped me, I don't think I would have learned as quick as.
Because when I smoke, the first time I smoked something, I think it was a little bit undercooked and it was pork. So luckily nobody got sick.
That's not good.
But it wasn't like undercooked, but it wasn't tender because I pulled it off a little bit too early.
Yeah, with pork, you rather overcook it than undercook it.
Yeah, it's really hard to mess it up.
Yeah.
Because it's, I mean, you can leave it there for 20 hours and, I mean, it'll probably be dry, but not.
Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
Still, yeah. You just have like a nice char bark like around it. And just like take that off and just, everything inside will be all right.
What was the first thing that you cooked that you were like, damn, this is
good?
Bomb, yeah.
Probably some hot links.
Oh, okay.
Because they're already like pretty much pre-made. Pretty much they're already like halfway done. So like you just gotta like not like overcook them too much.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
So like, that was probably that. And then it went to like chicken, and then it went to like ribs, and then it went to the hardest thing, hands down, I would say hands down, the hardest thing to cook is brisket.
Yeah.
Brisket's the hardest thing to cook.
I've never cooked brisket.
Never?
No.
It's the craziest thing, bro. It's extremely simple. It's extremely simple, but it's so difficult. Like, because like, okay, like if I do brisket, it's gonna be Texas style. So it's gonna be like salt and pepper. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna put that on there. But like how you cut it, you gotta cut the right. You make sure there's fat. There's still fat there. You don't make it too lean and stuff like that. And then make sure that everything is good. And then once you put it on there, you gotta make sure that you're watching it, or you keep the temp right. And then after that, you gotta like make sure you wrap it. And when you wrap it, you gotta wrap it good. And then you make sure that there's enough stuff. Like whatever you put in there, you could put brown sugar. You could put I see a lot of people put like apple juice, things that different stuff. I see people do different things, and then put it back in there. So you gotta continuously watch that. Yeah. Other things like I don't really have to watch. You know, like I don't have to watch my pulled pork because I know that's gonna take like 12 hours. I don't have to watch my tri-tip because I know that's gonna take like 2-3 hours, maybe 4, depending on how many's in there in my smoker. I don't really have to watch like anything, you know, not now because I know the timing in my head. Yeah. And I know what it looks like. Everyone asks me like, oh, like what temp and stuff. I was like, I don't know. I put my hand on it. Like that's how I gauge my temp now, you know, because like I did have a temperature gauge, but it got too hot and it broke. So like, and like, so like, I don't know. I just know by putting my hand on it, and I just like, okay, this is, and I put it in different sections just to make sure, cause there's hot spots too in smokers too. Yeah. So you got to make sure like, this is hot. It could be extremely hot right here. Over here, it could be cold. And then that's just how it is, like how the air is flowing. Yeah.
And I feel that's something that, cause I cook a lot of carne asada, so you know, you kind of know, especially when I used to cook on a gas grill, which I no longer do, but when I used to cook,
you taste that.
Yeah, and then you like it's not like the heat is not even, and you kind of know where your hot spot's at. So like if you want to like crisp a little bit, you put it there so it burns a little bit. But yeah, like I quit cooking with I mean, it's convenient.
It is. Like, if you need to do it, like, quick, like, now. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
But, yeah, it's not the same thing.
It's not.
And even when I used to work at Applebee's, and, you know, the grill, we even knew where the hot spots were in the grill. So, you know, you got to know. That's something that you got to know as well.
Even on the stove, there's hot spots.
And, yeah, and going back to the brisket, it's, like, to me, the scariest thing is, like you said, like, knowing how much fat to cut off and where to leave it, and that's like the reason I haven't cooked it, because I don't want to, you know, overcut, some of the fat and stuff like that. So, but yeah, like I'm not, to be honest, I'm scared of cooking brisket.
Yeah, and the bad part is if you mess up, you just messed up an $80 piece of meat.
Yeah.
And that's like you get that's like $80 mess up or $90 mess up. Like
exactly. Yeah, that's the other thing why I haven't even tried it, because like am I willing to throw away $80 piece of meat? And how long do you normally cook it?
a brisket? I would do it 12 hours.
12 hours.
Me? Yeah, I'll do it 12 hours. Like 225, maybe 250. Depending on like I'll probably crank it up a little bit, like, or it depends. Like I might go 250 at the start, and then at the end I'll go 225, or I may like flip it around depending on how fast I need it cooked.
Okay. Would you say that most of your barbecue or what you cook is Texas style?
No. I do Texas style brisket. More, I would say, it's hard to say. Like, I would say my ribs are more like, if I had to pick like a certain place, I would say like Kansas City-ish, Oklahoma. And if I have to do like chicken, carne asada, yeah, my chicken and carne asada, that's here. That's just like home.
Really?
That's like I don't know anywhere else that does it like how we do it. I can't really think of anywhere.
Okay.
Like no restaurant, nowhere at all.
Yeah,
like,
because there's a lot of styles of cooking. Like ribs, Texas, Memphis, like all these. So you say you're more of a like Oklahoma, Kansas City.
Well, my dad's family's from Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's a family kind of recipe.
It's my dad, and it came from my grandpa, like, cause my dad's family is from Oklahoma, and then they moved to Phoenix, and then my dad, and then they moved to here, to El Centro. Mm-hmm. So like cooking, like my grandpa, he would make the best fried chicken. His fried chicken was the best. It was crazy. Him and that and the macaroni and cheese. He would make the best like fried chicken and mac and cheese for sure. For sure.
Who makes the sides here?
I do pretty much everything.
Oh really?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do pretty much everything except for like if I said I need help, like say like the IID or someone calls like it's a big order. Then I'd ask my dad, hey, can you, I'm gonna get you everything you need. Can you like cook it? I'm gonna cook the other half over here. And then I'll just go pick it up. Or, my wife, if I need her to do like cornbread and stuff, like, cause I only got one oven. So like, I only can do so much. And so like it's cool. Like they help out like with that stuff. But, day in and day out, I would say like, especially right now, like, yeah, it's definitely me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, I was reading through your website, and this kind of started as, just seeing your dad cooking for friends and family and neighbors. Mm-hmm. And then just, you guys decided to open up this.
It was more of starting the business is one story, and then like getting this store is another story. Like, getting this store, it was more like, my wife was like, okay, we can't, like, people keep asking me, like we need to open up a store, pretty much, and we made it happen on that term. Starting the business was a totally different thing. Like, with the starting of the business was pretty much like we were like 3 months behind in rent, 3-4 months behind in rent, and then pretty much I went to my nana, and then she was and then I asked her, she was like, what do you need? And I was just like, I just needed like at least a month, so, and this is like a little old lady. She just passed like in June. Mm-hmm. But this is a little old lady. She was like, she like fixed income, 2 racks a month. So like she went and she gave me $800, and I just fucking dropped. Like I was crying and stuff. And she's like, oh no. She's like, all right, look it. Like she like, we sat down, prayed. And then she was like, when you go home, she's like, go to the landlord, pay him, and then when you go home, pray. And then I was just like, oh, all right. And I just go and I pay him, and I go and I'm sitting in the parking lot, or like you pull up to your
in the car.
Yeah, in the car to the parking spot. I'm just sitting there, and I got an email, and I disregarded it. I was just like, whatever, man. I was just thinking like, fuck, like how, like what am I gonna do? And then when I paid him, it was like the 30th. So like in a couple of days, I'm gonna have the same problem again. So like, So like it was the third, like a couple days later, it was like the second or third. The landlord comes to my door and knocks on the door. He was cool, man. But he was just like, his dad owned the business, like, and he was just like, the son of it, which owned it too. But, he has to talk to his dad, and his dad's like, why you letting this dude slide like for months, And so like, he was like, hey, and can I talk to you? And it was like 8 at night, and he's a landlord, dude. Like, and he has other properties and shit. So he came to, and I was just like, hey man, I'm gonna talk to you outside. Like, and then he's like, hey, like, can you do anything? Like, I was like, and I'm not a good liar, So like, he was like, can you do anything? Like, he's like, man, like 150, 100, like $50 something, so I could tell my dad. And I was like, bro, like, I don't know. Like, he's like, when can, he's like, I don't have anything. I told him I don't have anything. I was like, what are you gonna? He's like, when can you have something? And I didn't have no job. I didn't have nothing. I was like, dude, I'm not, like, I don't know. And he's like, man, dude. And like, he was shaking his head like he didn't want to do it, but he had to give me that, like that 3 days or pay, to pay or leave. And I was just like, and then like, I felt like I folded it up, put it in my pocket. I walked inside, and then my wife said, well, what did he come for? I was like, oh, just make sure everything was good, like, cause we were cool. Like, even though he was a landlord, we were cool.
Yeah.
And then I was just, just make sure everything's good, cause I kind of haven't gone there. And she's like, okay. And then at that same time, my daughter came, and she walked into the fridge, and she opened the fridge, and we had nothing in the fridge. We didn't even have water. We like, you got to get water from the sink. Mm-hmm. And then my daughter was like, oh, I'm hungry and stuff like that. I didn't have nothing, I was just like, dude. Luckily, EBT hits the next morning, so I was just like, okay, in my head, I was like, all right, go to sleep, like, or get some water, like, it's late. She's like, oh, I'm just going to go to sleep. And she went to sleep. And then I just remember going in the room, and I just broke down. I was just like, I had nothing. We didn't have nothing, dude. I was just like, dude, something's got to hit. And it's something that, like, I was crying, and then I remember my daughter's like, pray, and I was just like, I was just like, and I was praying, and then like something in my head, like, was like, all right, just take a shower, like, chill with your family. Tomorrow's another day. Yeah. And so like, I was like, all right, man. Like, I was taking a shower, and then I was just like, I was still crying in the shower. I was like, man, and something still hit me. Hey, man, finish the shower, go and chill with your family. Tomorrow's another day. And then, what do you call it? I got the last piece, like, popcorn. We had one more popcorn thing, and my brother had burnt DVDs. Like, so like, I put one of the burnt DVDs in. We watched a movie and stuff. Everyone went to sleep and stuff. The next morning, I get woken up like at 5 a.m. And it was like an email, and they're not even open at that time. It was Imperial Valley Market Days. And they were like, oh, Leroy's, we really want you here. But this is like when Leroy's was a thought. It wasn't even like a real thing yet. And they were like, oh, we really want you here and stuff. I was just like, this is not even like a real thing yet, I was like, okay. I was like, this is what my nana was talking about. And then so like, I went and I got groceries for my family, before they woke up. And then once I put all the groceries in, it was like $100 worth of groceries. And I had like $185 in EBT. And then and then my wife was like, where's the rest of the groceries? I was like, I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna start this stuff right here. And she was like, well, like, what are we gonna eat? I was like, look, if I don't make this happen, then we have nowhere to stay. And then that was pretty much it. And then like, this is like at 6:37 in the morning. Wow. Like, and so like, in my head, I'm on a mission and stuff like that. Go to Leroy. I go see my dad. He's like, man, you're here early. And then he's just sitting right there, and then he's with his friend. Like, I think one of his friends was there. And then I sat down. I was like, yeah, Dad, I'm going to do this. Like, I want to do this. It's like, remember I told you about it, like Leroy's? And he's like, yeah, you said that. I was like, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to go get the stuff right now. He's like, you going to cook? At the time, I didn't know how to cook. Yeah. I didn't know how to cook anything. I knew I saw it, but I never, like I said, I was never able to because he would never let you. Like, he would never let me touch anything. So I saw it. And I was just like, yeah, Dad, I got to do this. And then he's just like, he literally laughed in my face. He's like, you're not going to do it. You say you're not gonna do that, and he was just laughing. I was like, look, and I straight up looked at him. I was like, look, Dad, I'm gonna do it with or without you. Like, I just want you here. And then when he saw me like look at him, and I said that, and he was just like, oh, he's serious. Like, and then my dad just like turned like from a laugh to like serious. He's like, all right, if we're gonna do this, you're gonna do it right. And then pretty much did everything like what he said. He's like, go get me this, this, and this. And I went, bought a box at Costco of ribs. It was like 15 slabs, something like that. And then I got that, and barbecue sauce, everything with EBT, $185. And then what do you call it? We cooked everything. We cooked some there at my house, and we cooked a lot of it at the actual site at Imperial Market Days. Mm-hmm. I sold $10 plates that night. And at the end of the night, we made $1,400. Wow. And so, like, I was in the back just counting it, crying. And I was just like, what the like, I was just like, how? Like, and I was just like, damn, it's crazy. So, like, I paid my 2 months, and then Imperial Valley Market Days had another one the next month. And then I got another $1,400. So, like, I was not only caught up, but I was a month ahead. Wow. So, like, yeah. It all like, and then I was like, okay, this is where it's at. This is where we're going with this.
Damn, so that's how Leroy.
That's exactly how Leroy started.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So you turned $180 into $1,400.
$185 of EBT into a business.
Dang, that's crazy. Mm. That's a cool story. Mm. Dang, you should put it on the website. Because I mean, yeah. From the website, all I got was your dad started because you.
Yeah. It's like I don't really like. I'm a talker, but I don't like to talk to too many people that don't like to listen too many.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you're trying to give like a life lesson to someone that's not trying to hear it, so you just shut up. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, wow, that's an amazing story, dude. For real.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy, like sitting here thinking about, especially like doing this thing right here. Like I didn't. Like talk, like when I say it out of my mouth, it's like, dang, it's crazy. Like, cause I know what I went through, but like saying it and just like, dang, that's
yeah. And it's funny cause we were talking about my equipment, and you're like, and I told you, I mean, it has nothing compared to what you went through, but you mentioned, if you don't, if you got it like right off the bat, you wouldn't appreciate it, and that's and now I know why you say it, cause. You went through some shit, and eventually you're here. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
And especially that's why I asked you if you still have those mics.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because like I still got the barbecue. Because that too, like how I started is that's another thing too. Like the grill that we grilled on, I was just like that. I think that morning too, or the day before, I was just like. I dropped. It was on a Friday. That's why everything happened. All that stuff happened. But that Friday morning. What do you call it? I dropped my daughter off at school, and then I was just going to. I know, it was my dad. I'm sorry. I went to go get some beer, and someone was having a yard sale like right down the street, and he had a grill, and it was for like I think it was like $15, and $10, $15, and it was a gas one. And then I was just like, oh man, okay. Like, and I was just like, and I went and looked at it. No, I already looked at it when I drove by. So like, I dropped my car off and I just walked over, and I was like, and I looked and I was like, oh, I could take it apart. Like, cause I do charcoal or like charwood. I don't do gas. So like, I literally gutted it.
Okay.
And so like, I pretty much everything that happened that day, that started Leroy's happened off $185 of EBT. And it happened off a grill that I got at a yard sale for like $10.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So even now you still cook with
I still got that grill. It's right there.
Oh really?
Yeah. I still use it.
Dang.
I still use it from time to time.
Hey guys, sorry for the quick interruption. I really, really wanted to take this time and thank my anchor sponsors. I really, really appreciate your sponsorship, guys. Thank you for helping me make this podcast better every day with your sponsorship. I want to thank my friends Camilo, Jake, Edward Velasquez, John Cabrera from AmeriCorp, Eddie Lopez from Roots Creative, Ms. Norma Sierra Galindo. I also want to thank Sergio's Tacos and Hotdogs with 8 years of serving the Imperial, San Diego, and Yuma counties with Mexicali-style hot dogs and taquizas. Make sure you contact Sergio at 760-562-0057 or look for Sergio's Tacos and Hot Dogs in Facebook. Finally, I want to thank David Gastelum. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home in the Imperial or San Diego counties, make sure you contact David. He's not only a realtor, but an investor with over 20 years of experience, and he'll teach you along the way in one of the most important investments of your life. His phone number is 760-235-9576, or just look for David Gastelum on Facebook. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for still listening and your sponsorship. And now back to the show. Peace. But you cook with charcoal and wood, no gas, no pellets, nothing like that.
I do pellets, like if it's like need be, like if I need to like rush, you know, like I do a pellet. Like it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's cheating, but it's like, okay, like
yeah,
it's like set it, forget it, you know.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, I have friends that have pellets, and I'm like, I don't. To me, the joy of cooking barbecue and like smoking something for like 12 hours is like making sure that the fire is, you know, hot enough, that the temperature is stable.
It can get frustrating for sure.
Oh yeah, but like to me, like the first time I smoked on my offset smoker, you know, I was like struggling and stressing out because it was too hot and I was like, but then I got the hang of it. So like my second time I was like more relaxing. I could, you know, wake up really early, drink my coffee, start the fire, put the meat in, and then take a little nap, come back. You know, to me that whole process of checking the fire and making sure that everything's, you know, good. You know, that's what I love about, you know, barbecuing or smoking, stuff like that.
Absolutely, yeah. Like things can go terribly wrong extremely fast.
Yeah, for sure.
Extremely fast. You can like literally do a 360, like just turn around real fast.
Yeah.
And, like things can just
and I mean, cooking with pellets, it's not, you know, I mean, nothing bad with it, but I don't know. You take away the joy of, you know.
Yeah, it does everything for you.
Yeah.
And kind of, you can't really mess up unless you leave it in there too long. It's pretty much, or you don't put enough pellets in, like.
And you run out of pellets.
Yeah, you run out of pellets.
Yeah, but yeah, okay, yeah, because I had a friend who has one, and I saw him use it, and I'm like, I don't know, I need, you know, the actual fire to kind of feel like I'm cooking.
I do like it though. I'm not. It is convenient. It's a very convenient thing though.
For sure.
I do use it. I got 2 pellet smokers in the back, but yeah, I rarely use them. I use them like if like, okay, like I got a lot, like there's a lot to do. So like, and if anything, I got a pellet smoker at my house. So similar things I got here, I got at my house. So I can easily do at my house and stuff too.
Yeah. So was it July that you guys started here? That you guys
got the keys in July. That was a funny, dude. This whole Leroy thing is funny. In July, like, because I didn't know what was gonna happen. Like like I said, my wife was like, "Oh, we need to like get a place." Everyone's like saying, like bugging me, blah blah blah. I was like, "All right, for sure." And then so like I meet the landlord, and initially like I was just gonna go meet like the landlord, like okay, just to discuss something, and like prices, this, that, the other. I didn't really expect to get like the keys and stuff like that. So like So like I went up there and the conversation went well, and to the point where I was like, I'm gonna go and get anything I can. Well, I had money in the bank, but I was at an ATM. Like the closest thing was only an ATM because we were like, I don't know where we were. We were in San Diego for sure. But like I went to ATM. The most I can get was $500 at the ATM.
Yeah.
Before that's the max. So I went, got that out, and after that I was like, hey, I'll give you the rest tomorrow or like when I get back home. And then she said, all right, just give me the keys. We signed everything. And then I was like, okay, cool. I started driving home. And, but I had a meeting with my what do you call it? With the place that I was working at, cause I was a behavioral therapist. And this is during COVID, right? So like, so this is in July. Like, I just got the keys. I'm driving down. I couldn't make it till El Centro. So like I stopped at Golden Acorn. and just pulled over because it was a Zoom meeting, and they pretty much set up a Zoom meeting to fire me.
Oh, really?
So within that feeling that was like, okay, man, just do it. Like, and I was just like, okay. Within 30 minutes of me like starting this life, I ended this life. You know, like they fired. Pretty much, I got fired.
Yeah, they pretty much told you, yeah, go open that place.
I got fired, and they based it on like COVID. They based it on like other things that were. They try to blame things on me, but it's not even anything. But like, yeah, they try to like blame it on COVID and other things like that. Luckily, unemployment was a good time at that time. Yeah. So like, even though I was hurt, I wasn't hurt. But
yeah, you weren't hurt like financially hurting.
No. Especially like because this was already good. You know, that's why I took that leap because I was making good money at my house doing, not even working, you know. I just did behavioral therapy because I liked it. Like, I liked helping kids, you know. Yeah. I like helping them do, like, achieve things that even their parents didn't think they could do. So that's why I enjoyed that. That's why I stayed there so long. It wasn't because of the money, for sure. Like, nah.
Yeah, and it's a stressful job as well.
Yeah, it's mentally straining too, like, cause you're always thinking about it. You're always thinking about them. You're thinking about like, okay, like how are they doing? Are they okay? Like things like, especially if you're not there, it's a constant thing too. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. And I mean, this is also like a 24/7 job kind of thing, right? Like owning a restaurant.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There's no off switch. I could like turn it down a little bit. But there's no off switch, like, cause it's like, as you see, like, if I don't do it, who is, you know, no one's gonna come in here and cook for me, you know, like, no one's gonna do it how I want, you know, like, do I have employees? Yeah, I have a couple, like, but not to negate what they do, cause they do it well, but I'm just saying no one can do what I do, you know, like, and what I do, I can't say I'm the best, like, barbecue. I are best at barbecue and best at ribs. I can't say none of that. But what I can say that I'm the best at is doing me. Like, and I do me the best, like, better than anyone. You know, like, so, like, what I do is better than anyone. Like, how the whole package. I may not be the best rib cooker. I may not cook the best chicken, best anything. But all around, I can guarantee that I'm, like, all around the best here. Like, that has a restaurant. Like, I'm not boasting or nothing like that. I'm just saying that that's just reality. That's how I felt. I felt that way when I was in my dad's backyard. Like, when my own dad told me this shit, that this wouldn't work out. You know, so like, if I looked at him in the eyes and said, "Yeah, you're crazy," like, then I'd like anything I say to anyone else, like, and they tell me I'm crazy, I'm just like, it's laughable a little bit to me, but. I think the reason I feel this way is because I know how much work I put in. It's not easy. It's not like warming up a quesadilla or something like that. Like this is a lot of work. Like I told you, like the pulled pork takes 12 hours. Brisket takes 12 hours. Sometimes it takes more. And you gotta be here. You gotta like say the fire dies down, the temp goes down. You gotta be there to kick it back up. Say it's too high. You gotta regulate it, put it back low because it's gonna burn. You got to do all those things. People don't see that. They just see when the door's open. You know? See when the door's open. Oh, you sold out in 4 hours? Yeah, I sold out in 4 hours. Like, I cooked a lot of food. Like,
yeah, and something I was talking to a friend yesterday because I told him I was going to start this kind of like this series. And he's like, yeah, you know what? You know, people don't appreciate barbecue because, you know, they go in there and, they like places where people make like, you know, like 3-4 hour line and they eat like in 20 minutes. But they don't know how long it took that person to cook, you know, how long he was, how early he woke up to make sure that the fires were up, that the meat was in, how long it constantly, you know, checking temps, all this. Like, it's a long, you know, process.
At 2 a.m., 3 a.m., when people are like just finished partying, that's when I'm here, like just starting. Yeah. So like when you're going to sleep, I'm waking up. Pretty much.
That's the thing. And I mean, like for me, when I want to do, you know, cook dinner, that it's going to, most of the time when it's pulled pork, you know, I know it's at least 12 hours. So if I want to eat by 6, I have to be up like by 5 make sure the fire's ready. So it's, yeah, I understand what it is to, you know, and I mean, I don't know if I could ever, you know, do it as a, for a living, because it's
a lot.
Yeah. It's like it's like being a nurse, you know, you're up at crack of dawn and, you know, you sleep.
Your body just goes. Yeah, like sometimes you're not even like thinking, like you're just like your body's just moving.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So why did you decide to call it Leroy's? I know it's your dad's name, but you know.
Well, it's kind of like, that'd be kind of like a dick move to call it Jamal's when it's his recipe. So like, I'd be like, he just straight up stole my stuff. And at the same time, like Leroy's sounds a lot better than Jamal's, you know? Like Leroy sounds like, oh man, that's a black dude that can cook. Like, rather than Jamal, I'd be like, who's that guy?
Yeah, for sure. So what's normally, how long does it take you to sell out, like on a good day? Normally, how long does it take you to sell out on a good day?
On a good day, oof, an hour.
Oh, really?
If it's a really good day, well, like an hour,
Wow.
2. If it's like that's a really good day. A good day is like what we had yesterday. We sold out in 4 hours. But we usually sell out by 5 o'clock.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get to go home and get ready for 3 a.m. next day.
Well, like I know it's a whole another like, because it's crazy in the back. Like especially when it's like a lot, it gets a little crazy and stuff. So like pretty much like it takes another hour and a half, maybe 2 hours to like finish cleaning up it, because there's a mountain of dishes. And
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, it takes an extra 2 hours to like clean.
Yeah, to leave the kitchen. Yeah, and because I worked at like I said, I worked at Applebee's and I got to clean. I was in the night shift, so I got to clean the kitchen, and it's a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah, it sucks. That's the worst part.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's hands down the worst part. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate washing dishes. It's the worst.
Yeah, I started as a dishwasher, so.
Yeah, and like the thing is too is like being a restaurant owner. Like I was just like, okay, I got my own business. I'm never gonna wash a toilet. I'm not gonna fucking do a dish. Yeah, that's kind of what I do. Yeah. I do that now. I do it more than what I did like when someone else hired me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
because if you didn't do it, who else is gonna do it?
Exactly.
What's your favorite thing to cook? Like brisket, pork.
My favorite thing to cook? Ribs.
Ribs.
Yeah, I like ribs a lot. It's like it's a little like meditating, like because like you can do what you want with it. You can cook it fast. You can cook it slow. Everyone has their own style. Everyone has their own like rubs. Pretty much everyone has their own like barbecue sauce. I like the variety. Like you could do a lot with ribs, you know. And so like I like that variation to where you can it shows like, and it's weird to say like, but how you cook your ribs shows what kind of a cook you are. In my eyes, if you how you cook your ribs, it shows me okay, like how you're gonna cook the rest of your stuff. If your ribs come out really good, then everything 9 times out of 10, everything that you're gonna cook is good, because like the ribs are. It takes time. It takes like care, and you have to cut. It starts from like okay, getting the right rib first of all. If you're not gonna kill the thing and butcher it, you're gonna get the right rib. Make sure the right cut. And you cut it right, and you rub it right, and you put it on the grill or I don't know if you grill it, but I smoke it. You put it on the smoker, and you gotta watch it. You gotta make sure everything's good, because like things can, like I said, temperature gauge can go up and down and stuff like that, and you can't always like trust that gauge. You always that's why I always put my hand on top and stuff like that. Put my hand on the side. Make sure everything is like right temperature. Yeah, because like if not, then you can easily mess like rib up. And like I said, I gauge a person on their barbecue. If they cook barbecue like different things, I gauge them more on the ribs. Okay. So like if the ribs are really good, then 9 times out of 10, everything that they do is gonna be good. Yeah,
because the ribs are probably they take the less time to cook, but they're probably the easiest to kind of fuck up because they can dry up like super fast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can get tough. Like, and I don't like that. I hate when like people say that fall off the bone thing. That's not, no, that's not like, I'll tell you this right now. If your ribs fall off the bone, that means they're overcooked. I'll say it right now. And anyone says different, like, sorry, but you're crazy. Like, if your ribs fall off the bone, that means it's overcooked, bro. It should be on the bone. You should be able to able to like bite through it, like a nice bite. Yeah, that's what it should be.
Yeah, you should be able to bite it and use like leave your actual
imprint. Yep. That's exactly what it should look like.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. Anything else that you would like to share with us that I haven't, asked you about your whole experience here at your restaurant and cooking and just in general?
About my experience. Yeah, man. If you think it's easy, it's not. I'll say it just like that, man. It's a lot of work because everyone thinks they can. Okay, you can do anything you want to do. I'll say that. You can do anything you want to do. Whatever you put your mind to, you can do. But if you're not disciplined, if you're not consistent, and if you don't love it, you're not going to succeed in it. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I didn't want to be one of those dudes that woke up in the morning. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry. I don't care.
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't want to be the one that woke up in the morning, made $1 million, but I hate my job. Mm-hmm. And I hate waking up in the morning. Because you only got one life, man. There's not too much time that we have here, Yeah. There's not too much time. The older I get, the more people around me are fading away.
You don't even know, though. How old are you?
Yeah.
Huh? How old are you?
I'm 30.
30?
Yeah.
I'm almost 40, so.
Oh, snap. Damn, you look younger than me.
Really? No, I think you look young.
Oh, I just got a haircut. I looked like a bum yesterday. Yeah, I don't want to be that person that, okay, like I made $1 million and then at the end of my life, like on my deathbed, I'm just like, yo, my life sucks. Yeah. Like, I rather have no money and be like, yo, my life was dope. Like that was cool. Like that's why I started this too. Like, not because I had no choice, like, but what do you call it? I didn't want to be that person because at the time when I started it, I was 27, and I didn't want to be that person and be like, at 37, be like, oh man, I should have did that when I was 27, man. I wonder what would have happened, rather than, okay, if I'm 27 and it fails, okay. At least you tried, yeah. Yeah, at least you tried. At least you tried it. Like you live and you learn. That's what it is. Like a lot of people a lot of people see my wins, but no one sees the countless losses you take. No one sees that shit. So like, and it's kind of like, it's weird. Like some people get fueled off those wins. And I get fueled off the losses. I'm just like, okay, like fuck, man. Like, okay, I gotta do something. Yeah. Like okay, I did something wrong here. And so like, and people some people feed off like pats on the back and stuff. Like, I don't like that. And like, there's no yes men around me. There's not like everyone's it's not talking shit. It's more they critique it. It says like they critique it in a good way. Yeah,
constructive criticism.
Yeah, constructive criticism. And it's they see it through. They try to see it. Try to tell you how they see it. And their perspective. So like, yeah, like what I would say, like I would say the last thing. If we're gonna say the last thing, if you're gonna do something, do it because you want to do it. Don't listen to anybody. My own father told me this shit wouldn't happen. So, yeah, you don't need anyone's approval, anyone's privilege. My mom always told me, ask for forgiveness, don't ask for permission. Yeah. So like, because if I asked everyone if this is a good idea, can I do this? Blah blah blah. It wouldn't happen. Mm-hmm. So like, and that too. Like, man, I was. My mom's so mad. She's probably gonna hear it right now too. Like, I dropped out my senior year for speech therapy at SDSU, and like, yeah, she's definitely gonna hear this right now. Damn. But yeah, but like, cause like, I didn't. It's not about money, but like I'm making we're doing well here, and like this is what I love to do, and what I love to do, like I wanted to do speech therapy because. I wanted to help kids. Like I was a behavioral therapist. Mm-hmm. I just wanted to help kids. I don't care about the money, like I would do it for free. And then, But like, the necessity, you know, what happened, you know, everything that happened while I was like going to school, I was just like, okay, school's like, and I gotta handle this right now. Like, this is right now. So
adulting, you became an adult.
yeah, and I would never like, and being at SDSU, I learned so much, dude. I learned so much, like just about business, because a lot of the people that I was around, like they were in business and stuff like that, economics, stuff like that. And I learned a lot through them. And they were like, okay, make connections. They were like, the big thing was like make connections and stuff like that. And I made good connections. And like, what do you call it? They were, and a lot of the people like they're about to graduate. Some of them with their bachelor's, some of them with their masters, and they were like, I don't want to do this. I'm just like, yo, you waited till all this. You waited to get your bachelor's or your master's, and then you're like, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I see that happen a lot.
I'm just like, yo, but they learn though. They learn. Okay, this is like, okay, like I learned something here, and at least like in their head, at least I get this piece of paper.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like school is not for everybody.
It's not. Especially now, like. School doesn't teach you anything, bro. I'm sorry. School don't teach you nothing. Okay, take that back. I'm sorry. School doesn't teach you anything that you can't find out yourself nowadays. You can, if Elon Musk could go to space, then without any type of like, you know, engineering skills, anything like that. Well, of course he has skills, but any like, you know, bachelor's, any credentials, you could do anything. Yeah. He's the one that said it. You can just Google anything. Yeah. Like. There's no excuse on that. Yeah,
and I mean, not to, because I work in education, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah.
No. And I think we kind of all know that. That's why you see it more and more in high schools where they have what's that program called? Where they teach more what's it called? Like they teach like welding and mechanic.
Oh, tech schools?
Yeah, well, what do they call it? I work at a high school and I can't remember what it's called.
Like trade schools?
Yeah, kind of like that. But so in high schools, they're teaching more and more of that.
That's good.
Because they know that not everybody is, you know, going to go out and you know, get a degree, because school's not for everybody. I mean, we got to learn other skills that, you know, will make us productive, you know, people in society, and you know, doing something in tech might be or hands-on is something that, you know, might make you, you know, productive, you know, in society. So, I mean, and like I said, I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to school. I'm just saying that.
No, you should go. I would advise everyone to go to school, especially if you live here in the Valley. Like, get out of here. Yeah, go see something. You can come back. Like, I came back, you know, but it's good to get out. You got to see something, man, because like you don't know what's over that mountain until you go over there. Yeah, because a lot of people don't see over that mountain.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
this is my final question. What do you love the most about cooking?
What I love the most about cooking is that like it tells a story, man. Like it tells a story itself, or like you could tell a story with it. You know, like you could sit down and like that's why I call it backyard barbecue. Let's start in the backyard. You know, me and my dad just talking, you know, just like, or like, you know, like friends and stuff around, and just like barbecuing and just like telling stories. And then and you know, that preparation, everything has its own like story, like how it's prepped, and as the stories that you're telling as you're cooking it, and the stories that you're having with the person while you're eating, you know, like those are like, it's kind of like, usually when you're having like some barbecue, you're talking about something that happened like back in the day. It's just like it just happens, you know? So like, that's what's so cool about it. Like, I think it's so dope that you can just like a meal can take you back. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Cause I remember, you know, growing up and, you know, we have carne asadas, you know, growing up as kids and with my family. And yeah, I remember like my uncles and some of us nephews would hang around and hear their stories of them growing up. And yeah, that's, you know, that's something that I guess it's something that we have in common when we cook. We're cooking out, you know, we're talking about,
our families and stuff like that, or what's going on in during the week or whatnot. So yeah, that's a good point about why barbecue is something to love or something to look forward to, because you get to share stories and stuff like that. Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, yeah,
for sure. Well, thank you, Jamaal, for taking this time again. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you sharing your story. It was really, really amazing. How you went from $185 in EBT to this. It's dope.
Goals.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. So yeah, thank you for sharing it and taking this time to talk to me, and I really, really appreciate it.
No worries, brother. Thank you. Anytime. I appreciate you coming over here and taking time out of your day.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening or watching. Stay tuned for. I'm gonna talk to. I think there's other 2 or 3 people that I'm gonna talk to regarding barbecue and their experiences. So stay tuned, and yeah, we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.